It's been another great week in high school athletics across the state of Alabama. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Christina Chambers to AHSAA TV Weekly. We have a full lineup for this week's show, starting with Ragland High School softball coach Rodney Lipscomb, who talks about how him and his team are giving back off the softball field in their community. We'll also hear from Montgomery Academy boys soccer coach Gabe Marsh, who is making a name for himself in Class 5A. We will also hear from the 2022 Bryant Jordan Scholarship Achievement Award winner and the 2022 Bryant Jordan Larry D. Stripling Junior Scholar Athletes Award winner as well. And don't forget David Holtzford's highlights of the week. Also, Mr. and Miss Basketball of 2022. All this coming up and more after this.
Silicaga's best kept secret? No more. Harvey's on Noble is the place to go for the area's best food and drinks. Whether you're in the mood for steak, burgers, salad, seafood, or dessert, Harvey's on Noble will not disappoint, and the atmosphere is perfect for catching the big game or just relaxing after work. Harvey's is open for dinner Wednesday through Saturdays, so round up the family and we'll see you at Harvey's on Noble, downtown Silicaga.
Welcome back, everyone, to AHSAA TV Weekly. We are now joined by Ragland head softball coach Rodney Lipscomb here to the show. Coach, you've got a room full of players and a lot of excitement surrounding your program. Just how are you guys doing, and tell us who you have with you.
Oh, we're doing great here. We're just proud to be on with y'all. I got Coach Summer Daniels, wave. I got Aubrey Ball, Riley Mixler, Cadence Buchanan, Sammy Day Jones, Addie Campbell, and Algeria Mitchell. These are my juniors and seniors that went with us on the to the Moody Miracle League.
Coach, talk about that. You guys had a rare weekend off during softball season, and you guys put your team and your softball leadership to the test. You guys doing some incredible work there. What did you guys do, and tell us about that experience?
It was great for us. You know, we're one high school, so our girls play volleyball, they play basketball, and we're pretty good in basketball, so we don't even schedule softball games around here till about March 1st. Well, that leaves you 2 weekends open, because you guess what? Prom's going to take one of them. And we had an open week, and the girls were, hey, let's go help somebody. And I was like, I know somebody. So we called Kim Sadinsky at the Moody Miracle League. She said, we'd love to have y'all. So I carried this bunch up there, and we had a great time with those people.
Coach, for you, what was it like hearing that from your players, them coming to you saying, hey, we want to give back to the community? How can we go and help someone who is in need or a way to give back?
Oh, they're a great bunch of girls. They're always helping people, trying to do something. We're actually playing in a St. Jude strikeout childhood cancer game on April 20th at Chocolaca Park against some other people. Last year we done a tornado relief game for the town of Apache who got hit by a tornado. They're just willing to help. Just a bunch of great girls.
For the girls, tell me about your experience. What was it like helping with the Miracle League, and maybe what's one thing that you guys took away from that experience that you feel like will help you bond as a team off the field heading into the rest of the season?
I think it was a great experience for us because, you know, we love to do stuff together, you know, even if it's just going out to eat, hanging out at softball fields.
It was a great experience for us. Like, we were able to laugh and interact with each other and also help, and it really melted our hearts, making us have a greater connection and be stronger as a team.
Coach, for you, is this charity event, obviously you have April 20th coming up for St. Jude's and then helping out with the Miracle League. Is this something that you just started doing this season, or is it something that you've tried to incorporate in your program each year?
Well, I've been doing something off and on. Like, I was a baseball coach for 30 years and then took over softball. And the baseball team has also volunteered at Moody Miracle League. We try to do soup kits and soup bowls. Anybody needs, just call us. We'll be glad to help you. look, these kids in this community, and this community is so close, and they love to give. And if anything comes up, somebody will give me, hey, coach, let's go do this, let's go do that. So it's, I mean, you know, as someone else told me, it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. And we're willing to, you know, do things like that.
For you as a coach, how has this helped you? Maybe what are some of the things that you've learned from your players going through this experience altogether?
Well, I think they learned too that, you know, some of the older ones that were not mobile, you know, we know that they know that they're one bad decision possibly from being in that situation, you know, by doing something they shouldn't be doing, you know, drinking and driving or things like that. So I think they learned a lot, not only from the, you know, the blessing part that they got from doing it, but just the life experience of going, hey, you know, I think I'll think twice before I go out and make a bad decision.
Helping out for the Miracle League, and now you have that game coming up on April 20th. Coach, we wish you the best of luck, and ladies, keep doing what you're doing and making a difference in your community and across the state. We want to thank you for joining us for this segment. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and we wish you luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. Hey, it's called the Moody Miracle League.org, and hit the donate button. They're trying to get ahead of the game so they can keep this going on for those kids for years. Thank you.
We now want to welcome Montgomery Academy boys soccer coach Gabe DeCaros to the AHSAA TV Weekly show. How are you, Coach? How's it going?
I'm good. I'm well, thanks. And how about you?
Doing pretty well. You guys are off to a phenomenal start here. We're almost to the middle of April. Just what have you seen from your team this year compared to last year?
Maturity. These boys have been, this is my third year with them, so it's been a long road. The first year with COVID, we had an also excellent start, but unfortunate things didn't go well for everybody, so we had to stop that right there. So this boys has been with me all these 3 years, and just keep working on their mentality. Last year we had a good run, but we couldn't make it to the final. So for sure, maturity is one thing that it speaks out about this team. The boys are very mature. They faced a lot of things the past 3 years, also in their experience with soccer. So for sure, this team is a very mature by their age. We don't have a lot of old guys, but by their mentality, they're very mature for what they've been playing for the past 3 years.
For you, do you feel like, you know, this being your third year, that the guys really have started to buy into what you're trying to accomplish at Montgomery Academy? For sure.
I've seen a little bit of, their reading, understanding what I want since last year, since the second season. But consistency is a key for success. So this year has been an easier way to coach, if we can say.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You go by Coach Gabby. Just how did you end up at Montgomery Academy, and how has your experience been there coaching the boys?
I was currently the assistant coach of Faulkner men's soccer program here in town. Through networking and knowing people, I coach also club soccer. So I coach some of these boys. So I have a good relationship with some of the parents, and the word goes by, and people talk about it. So connecting me with the Montgomery Academy people and administrators, and I end up over there. So it's been good. It's been great. I mean, the boys are passionate. I love to work with people that are passionate for things that I love. So soccer is one of them. And these boys, they play all year round. Some of them are playing at good club levels. So it's great to work with kids. They're passionate. They love the game. They love to train. They don't want a day off any day. So it's good to work with a group of young guys with that mentality, with that heart.
And your record shows for that. You're 17-0-2 so far. What do you tell them as far as their mindset as you guys kind of approach the end of the season and start to gear up for playoffs, and with hopes of making the Final Four in the state soccer championships?
One thing, and the difference of this year, is that I asked them in the beginning of the season what they wanted, especially the seniors, but not just them. You coach high school, is a lot about the seniors, their year, but it's everybody's year. They can make a difference. So I asked them what they wanted for the season, and they all said unanimous about going to the final and winning the state. So that was a common goal. When you have a group of young guys with one goal, with a common goal, it's easier to coach, it's easier to work the motivation because it's already there. So for this season, that's been a key point of we have a common goal. Everyone is on the same page. They're all working hard. They're pushing each other in practice, in the games. So the competition, internal competition is there. So it's been very grateful for me coaching these boys.
You talk about your seniors like Will Behringer, Clisby Berry, Will Ashworth, and so on. That those guys have really been the nucleus for you guys. What makes this team so special? You guys have 36 wins and just 1 loss and 3 ties in the last 40 matches. Not a lot of teams can say that across the state.
Again, I think it's the passion. You have to put deep in their hearts what they're there for. Not just for the fun. Yeah, they're young. It's part of their youth to have fun and find happiness in their youth and whatever they do, including sports. But they're just passionate. They're so competitive. It's some days I go there and I just want to have a little bit of fun, do something different with them, and they just want the hardest session that I can put for them. So it's just a desire. It's just their goal. Their heart is so driven and passion for the game that it makes me get better too as a coach. So I can, create a session or a practice for them so they can develop. And when it's not hard enough, sometimes they complain. They ask for more. So this group, especially the seniors, they always want more. They always want more. They're so driven. Yesterday, for example, we have a game tonight against St. James, and usually we do a lighter day, intensity-wise, the day before games, and they just wanted more. We wouldn't leave the field until they fix it, what they wanted to fix. So it's great to have that group, especially the older guys that have been with me the past 3 years, to see that development, that growth in their hearts and the passion for the game.
Well, Coach, we wish you and your team good luck the rest of this season and hope to see you in the playoffs and the state championships. In Huntsville, wishing you nothing but the best the rest of this season, and good luck to you. And thank you for joining us so far this week on AHSAA TV Weekly. Don't go anywhere. We will have more coming up after this break. It's been an exciting week for more than 100 student athletes across the state. This past Monday night, the Bryant Jordan Scholarship Program held its 37th annual awards banquet, where more than 52 regional scholarship winners were recognized and honored, and then 104 regional winners, each of them receiving a $3,000 scholarship, including 14 class individual winners who received an additional $3,500, and then there was an overall state winner for each achievement and scholarship award winners. Overall, the Bryant Jordan Scholarship Foundation has awarded more than $11 million since 1986 to student athletes across our state. That number is pretty impressive. First off, we want to congratulate all those who took home honors, especially the overall achievement award winner from Guntersville High School, Gabe Marsh.
It's been said that attitude is everything, that having the right mindset can affect outcomes. But for someone who's born with the odds stacked against them, having a positive outlook might seem impossible. Now that someone is Gabe Marsh, for Gabe, persevering with positivity is all he knows.
I've never seen anybody like Gabe. And what makes him so special is not just the drive, it's his personality. Gabe has something about him that is infectious.
Born with one arm and no legs, Gabe was abandoned by his birth parents, then quickly adopted, embraced, and loved by Ed and Ann Marsh.
having two parents that came in my life and took their chances on me, it's just like, this is what keeps me going, basically. They're my first motivation, and then helping other people are my second.
From the beginning, Gabe's parents put no limitations on what he could do, despite his physical disability. At age 4, Gabe discovered swimming.
The coaches did not take me serious, and so they didn't think I could swim my whole life without having help. When I got out, they told me I was the very first kid to ever swim a straight line.
He can do anything. And he really loves to be challenged. The greatest thing you do is tell him he can't do something. Because once you told him that, you lit a fire under him, and he's gone after that. He's going to figure out a way. That's just Gabe. Can't is not a part of his vocabulary.
As a competitive swimmer, Gabe is a 2-time Alabama state champion in the 50 and 100 freestyle and has competed in numerous para-swimming championships. Now his sights are set on the 2024 Paralympics in Paris.
Gabe is just one of those individuals that's full of just grit. That's all I can think of. He's determined. He sets his mind to do something, and he's going to accomplish it.
Whenever I see a swimmer in my rank, I honestly just want to be him. And so it gives me motivation to practice as hard as I can.
A lot of times he got discouraged because he didn't like to be in the pool by himself, especially at state. I told Gabe many times this swim season, I hope you understand that when you get in that water and you swim, you inspire this whole auditorium.
Beloved by his classmates and a hard-working student with a gift for writing, Gabe was named Mr. Journalism in 2020 and Mr. Marshall in 2021.
If he can put a smile on his face on the toughest days and still deliver a message of hope and faith and inspiration, then I can, do the exact same thing.
Sometimes I get a little jealous of people who have so much gifts, but then they don't try their best, or they use excuses to not try their best. So that's for me to give anyone inspiration to keep on going. It's pretty strong to me.
Gabe hopes to continue inspiring others using public speaking as a platform for sharing his story and his gifts of motivation and inspiration.
Keep following Jesus. Keep doing what you've been doing. Don't let anything stop you. Go change the world.
Gabe Marsh, I love you. I always have. And I wish you the very best. And I have no doubt that I will see big things out of you.
Congratulations, Gabe Marsh, winner of the Ken and Betty Joy Blankenship Achievement Award.
There wasn't a dry eye in the seats as Marsh gave an emotional speech as he accepted the Ken and Betty Joy Blankenship Student Athlete Achievement Award Monday night. Now, as for the Scholar Athlete of the Year, congratulations go to Erin Brown of Rogers High School.
Striving for excellence. It's commitment that never stops. It's putting in the work no matter what. It's how the best athletes reach the top of their game. And at Rogers High School, it's Erin Brown, a student athlete who pours herself into everything she takes on.
Erin is a worker, and anyone who knows Erin knows that she works very hard, but the best thing about that is that she is humble about it.
While Erin sets the highest standard for herself, the word most used to describe Erin is leader. In the classroom, on the basketball and volleyball courts, and in the community, she leads by example, inspiring everyone, from classmates and teammates to teachers and coaches.
In our basketball program now, it's a given that you're going to excel on the floor and in the classroom, because that's the standard that's been set, and that started with people like Erin. Her work ethic is second to none. I've never seen a student like her, to be honest with you.
I've always wanted to be the best version of myself, and so I think that motivates me every day, because I just think I can keep doing better and keep making myself a better person, a better athlete, a better student.
Erin credits her parents and grandparents for always motivating her to aim high. And while that drive has landed Erin at the top of her class, she remains humble about the accomplishment.
I've always wanted to be valedictorian, but my main goal was to just do my best.
The years of practice, the extra hours in the gym, the dedication and sacrifice all paid off when Erin and the Rogers girls basketball team won the 4A state championship, not only in 2019, but also in 2021.
I don't even know if there's words to describe the feelings of winning a state championship. It's almost a surreal feeling, and I don't even know if I've been able to fully comprehend the fact that it not only happened once, but it happened twice, because it almost feels like a dream.
Erin's leadership has played a huge role in her basketball team's success. She served as team captain and was voted offensive MVP by her teammates for all of her varsity playing years. At school, she is a class officer.
When they see the work that she's put in, and then they see her, reap the rewards from that work, I think that's an inspiration to everybody.
Erin displays class, whether she is taking a test in the classroom, whether she's competing in Scholars Bowl, whether she is facing adversity on playing field or court. She is one of the classiest kids I think I've ever been around. She has high moral character, and you can see that just by watching her.
It's no surprise that Erin will pursue a double major when she heads to the University of North Alabama in the fall.
I think I'm going to go work at a nuclear plant like TBA in the chemistry department. That's what my dad does, and he talks about it, and it sounds really interesting.
With wide open opportunity ahead of her, one thing is certain: wherever Erin goes, success is sure to follow. Congratulations, Erin Brown, recipient of the Larry D. Striplin Jr. Scholar Athlete Award.
Brown taking home the Larry D. Striplin Jr. Scholar Athlete of the Year Award. Both her and Gabe Marsh taking home an additional $4,000 in scholarships. Well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller, and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
We kick off this week's David Holtzford's AHSAA highlights with the Alabama Sports Writers Association 40th Mr. and Mrs. Basketball. That banquet was held this past week in Montgomery. Mrs. Basketball goes to Samaya Steele, and Mr. Basketball 2022 goes to Barry Dunning. Here's what these two athletes had to say about the prestigious award.
2022 by the Alabama Sports Writers Association is Samaya Steele from Hazelgreen. Just briefly about her again, Samaya averaged 17.3 points, 5.5 assists, and 4.8 rebounds, and 1.9 steals. Three-time first-team All-State selection and MVP of this year's and last year's state tournament. Her coach is Tim Miller. Earlier this year, she was named Gatorade Alabama Player of the Year as well. I believe this is Hazelgreen's first Miss Basketball winner. So Samaya Steele is Miss Basketball.
Okay, I guess the same thing. Again, I would like to thank God for allowing me to be here. I want to thank my teammates this time, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to make it as far as I did. And I want to thank them for being not with them just on the court, but in life. And then I want to thank Coach Miller. You shaped me into the person I am today, so thank you for that. And then thank you again to everyone that chose me. It's an honor to be chosen out of all of them. So thank you again.
Mr. Basketball in the history of the Alabama Sports Writers Association. That person is Barry Dunning Jr. of McGill Tillman. 25.3 points and 12.9 rebounds this season. Also 3.3 steals, 2.6 assists, 1.7 blocks. MVP of the Alabama victory in the Alabama-Mississippi game. His coach is Philip Murphy. He is McGill's first Mr. Basketball winner as well. So Mr. Basketball for 2022, Barry Downing Jr.
First and foremost, I want to thank God. I thank my mom, my dad, the Banksy program, and I think my coach crying over there too. So hold the tears, but really I want to give a big shout out to my grandma. She always believed in me. Bad days, said sun will come up. Good days, keep a level head. And mom and dad came a long way. Ever since 7th grade. So thank you again. Thank you for Mr. Basketball. Thank you.
We start off with Priceville and New Hope Soccer. We pick up the action in the Class 4A boys match. Priceville and New Hope score tied 0-0. Priceville's Levi Davis gets things going for the Bulldogs with that goal right there. His teammate sliding the ball past the Indians goalkeeper for 1-0. Priceville would then follow up with a frenzy of offensive shots, including this one from Weston Dutton. He'll take the ball, pass it to his teammate McLean Lawson, who'll shoot from 30 yards out, sinking the ball, going over the head of the goalie for another goal. Then we have Cody Kennedy for Priceville, finishing off the win for the Bulldogs as the ball goes right past the goalie. Therefore, Priceville wins it 4-0. Now let's head over to the Diamond. Holtville versus Elmore County in Class 5A Area 6 action. Holtville's Sam Silas went 2 for 3 for the Bulldogs, stealing 4 bases in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Look at him go there. Holtville's Todd Wilson pitched 8 innings in the first game and used some daring base running shown here in the 8th inning on a delayed steal from home to tie the game. Elmore County managed an outstanding play with 1 player being thrown out at the plate. Braxton Potts would settle things for the Bulldogs, though, going 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs at the plate, including this walk-off fielder's blooper to shallow center, scoring the game-winning run. Hopeville wins it 16-5 to sweep the doubleheader winning game. Moving on to the softball field, Douglas versus Boaz in Class 5A. We pick up this game with Douglas leading 3-0, and the Eagles set a single from freshman Chloe Green to bring in another run. Douglas now leading 7-3. McKinley Portillo delivers the clinching blow, hitting her 8th home run of the season, driving in more runs for a 10-3 lead. The Eagles win this one 17-6 to improve to 20-5 on the year. Another exciting game, Central Phoenix City versus Wetumpka. This one, the Indians lead early 5-1 through 3 innings, but Central Phoenix City forcing this one into extras. Allie Sapan with the hit, with the ball goes through the legs of the pitcher. She'll get the walk-off hit as the Red Devils win this one 12-11. Check out those flashing rays of fantastic lights. Central winning that one, edging Wetumpka 12-11. We would like to thank David for bringing us those exciting highlights. If your school or community has any you'd like to submit, please email David at dholtzford@ahsaa.com. Well, thanks for joining us, and be sure to tune in next week for more interviews, more highlights, and special stories about athletes all across our state. Thanks for joining us.